On a night out, people want to hear what's new, a beat that intoxicates listeners before the alcohol. I'm talking to DJ Kav, the guy who sits behind the table at Virgin Radio and Boudreaux Rouge. A DJ is the person who provides a soundtrack for a person's night out. What made you decide to be that person?
Split personality. I'm super shy, introverted, and music was kind of like my thing to get out there and be a different person and just see people dancing and having a good time. And I thought, well, if I can make money doing it instead of just going out every weekend, then I'll try it. So,
many DJs are inspired by other DJs and their work. Who inspires you?
Mark Oliver, who's more of like the king of EDM in Canada. He's the resident of the government now and has been for like 10, 12 years. And the other one is Jazzy Jeff, just because of his actual technical ability of scratching and doing all that kind of stuff. So,
you have a lot of experience as a DJ. There must be some pretty crazy stories stored up there in your memory. Can you tell me one of the most memorable moments in your career as a DJ?
Probably meeting Snoop Dogg was pretty cool the first time he was through, just because he was doing some stuff that we weren't supposed to see. And then the other cool thing was last year with the whole Twitter and social media, you never really know how it really works. And I was locked myself in a studio of my previous job and ended up trending on Twitter right across Canada. And Twitter literally shut us down. And I was like, what the heck's going on? But it was because I locked myself in, wouldn't stop playing the mix down until it was the anniversary party. It's the 1000th anniversary mix down. So those are probably two recent ones anyways.
So are you working with any budding DJs right now? Like, are you helping anyone out? Is anyone shadowing you?
I'm not, no.
Do you have any interest in doing that?
I think it's really tough. I get a lot of people that message me on Facebook or Twitter going, hey, do you give lessons or how do you learn how to DJ? I think DJing is such a art in itself that you can't really teach somebody. So there's literally only, I always tell somebody there's 5 steps to DJing, right? But it's mastering those 5 steps, and after that, it's your own influence into it. So like when I say I looked up to Jazzy Jeff and Mark Oliver, 2 different genres. I'm totally different than what they do, but I appreciate what they do specifically so much that I've kind of made my own little thing from it, right? So I think that the DJs is like truly is an art form because it's like learning an instrument. So it's like, here's a guitar, but whether you spend 6 months learning that guitar or 5 years will dictate how well you'll be at playing that guitar.
So you were saying that your brother is a DJ. You've learned a lot from him on top of stealing some of his things, as most little siblings do. Would you say that your parents are proud that both of their sons are DJs?
Well, my brother by far is my idol, best friend, idol. He started DJing to get him through university and pay the bills, but no one really looks at DJing as a career back then, especially. And when he got his degree, he went into the economics world, and he's a smart guy, super smart, not like me. I'm more of the music guy, whatever. And my parents, were they crazy about the idea? Probably not, but as they saw that, you can make a living off of doing it and there's different revenue streams and promoting and doing concerts and everything else, and that I was actually serious about it, they were very supportive of it. And they still are to this day. They're probably, as soon as there's a YouTube song or a video or a remix or whatever else, they're the first ones to listen to it. Or if I'm on the radio, they're listening to it and be like, you did this wrong, you did this right? So they're awesome. I love my family. Super close.
Most people that go into the entertainment industry usually have some sort of education. I know that you were a DJ and still are. Would you say that this was your ticket in, or did you have any education prior to?
No, my parents from day one, I had to have the college university degree, otherwise I'd be shunned upon. So after high school, I tried to get into broadcasting, and I didn't, twice. And the third time I was like, I'm done, I gotta try something else. So the only thing I've really liked is music and psychology. So I ended up going and getting my behavioral sciences degree. And that was my fallback on. So I was like, okay, well, I'll learn everything about music. And if that doesn't work out, at least I can go and help people figure things out in their heads. So I went right from there into HMV. I did retail, did marketing, while DJing, and then eventually DJing started paying the bills, and I left the retail part of it.
Getting into the DJ industry is not easy, but if you stick with it, you might just be the next DJ Kav. For State Interview, I'm Hilary Alexander.